The average height in the NBA is 6'6", and Isaiah Thomas was a 5'9" point guard, averaging 29 points and 6 assists. How in the world did he do it? One thing that made Isaiah Thomas bigger than his actual size was his superb shot creation. It didn't matter if it was an ISO, pick and roll, or even a mismatch, Isaiah Thomas could still create enough space to score. And if you want to be able to create space like him, you need to learn how to shoot. In that historic 2016 to 2017 season, Isaiah Thomas shot 38% from 3 on 8.5 attempts per game. This literally forced defenders to play extremely tight on him because they didn't want him to shoot the 3. For example, here we can see there are 8 seconds left in a tied game, and instead of sagging off, the defender chooses to give Isaiah no space for a jumper. But because the defender is so close, he gets left in the dust when Isaiah makes his move. With his defender's momentum going to the baseline, Isaiah decides to step back, giving him enough space for the midi. Keep in mind, all of this separation was created only because Isaiah's defender played up tight, and his defender played up tight only because he can shoot. Off the pick and roll, Isaiah Thomas was also deadly. He would leave the defenders in a lose-lose situation. If they sag, he'll simply pull that 3 in their face. But if they step up, he would fake the shot and create space for his teammates. However, if none of those options were available, IT would often use this half-spin explosion to make the defender think he was retreating back out. Patience and tempo was also a key factor in his shot creation. Another example right here, Isaiah moves slowly into the offense, not diving at the rim straight away, hanging back to read his defender, and once he gets the read, he makes his move. Stuff like this displays how important tempo is because it's not you forcing the defender to make a mistake, it's you waiting for the defenders to make a mistake, which just makes the game a whole lot easier. Isaiah Thomas was also an extremely physical hooper. Because the whole league was taller than him, he had to use his body to diminish their height. Jumping on top of defenders and bumping them out of his driving lane was absolutely necessary for a small guy like Isaiah. Also, when he got past defenders, he would often go directly in front of them to completely cut them off from contesting his shot. This is the same thing other guards like Trae Young do. Isaiah Thomas also had an active offhand because NBA defenders are so long they would always try to hand check Isaiah Thomas, but it wasn't effective because Isaiah Thomas would just swipe away their hands, allowing him to also get a slight push-off to break ankles or get by people. To everybody out there that wants to play more physically, you have to gain weight. Even though he was the smallest on the court, Isaiah was pound for pound one of the strongest players there, and that allowed him to be so physical with bigger defenders and play bigger than his actual size. To all my small guards in the chat, please work on your speed, because even though it's not absolutely necessary, it does help out a lot. Isaiah Thomas was one of the fastest players in the league back in his prime, which is why the Celtics would always use this one play where Isaiah would be in the corner and his teammates would set screens while he ran around the three-point line to get some momentum. This allowed him to get a head start so he could use his speed to score easier. This is why I stress to younger guards to get faster, because even though you can score without athleticism, the game just becomes easier when you're fast. Some workouts you should do to get faster would be hill sprints, Bulgarian split-leg squat jumps, and pogo jumps. It wasn't only speed that helped Isaiah Thomas, it was also his vertical jump. Isaiah Thomas had an insane 40-inch vertical jump, and that was the only thing allowing him to finish over taller defenders. If he couldn't jump this high, do you know how hard life in the paint would have been for him? So to all my young hoopers that want to jump higher, you need to be doing one thing. Drumroll, please. VertShock. VertShock is a vertical jump program made by this guy right here, Justin Darlington. And back when he was younger, he was a professional dunker with a vertical jump of 50.1 inches. All the knowledge he gained on increasing his vertical jump has now been put into his cheap vertical jump program, VertShock. VertShock will literally increase your vertical jump by 9 to 15 inches in as little as 12 weeks. And if you don't believe me, there are dozens of authentic testimonies right there on their website. Because I can't tell you all the details about it right now, go down to the link in our description to see all the information you need, and trust me, you won't be disappointed.